Welcome to Paradigms at paradigms.life. Hi, I'm Baruch, host of the show. Glad to be here with you. Paradigms exists to bring you inspiring people. And in this episode, we're meeting musicians who have just released a wonderful album. We'll be talking about the record and also the memory of one of the founders of the group who passed in 2023. We're going to hear some of the new record and do some reminiscing. So, on with the show. Here we go. Kouyaté and Saran, Sandra Werner, welcome to Paradigms.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are both involved with Afro Celt Sound System. Fali, obviously, you are one of the founders and an incredible musician. And Saran, you are working with the band since the passing of one of the wonderful founders, Simon Emmerson. And we're going to talk about him. And you had this amazing new record out, OVA.
Yes.
Which I've just actually been rocking out to. And want to talk about some of those songs. But first, I guess I want to really acknowledge who isn't here, which is Simon Emmerson, and invite you to tell listeners a bit about him as a person and what went into you all creating this amazing band, Afro Celt Sound System, that, you know, we've been enjoying for a long time.
Yeah. Afro Celt was created by Simon. We know that. This is a collective band. We are just trying now to bring the legacy of Simon to up, and we are very motivated about that. That's very important, yeah.
I wonder if you have a story you would tell us about Simon.
Simon was a dynamic person. He was very open for the other people, musician, and he was the producer of Baba Mal, a musician Senegalese. One of his history, he was very, very engaged for the people, the poor people. And he likes very much to give hands. And on stage, he's everywhere smiling. And I will miss that because every time I have some complicity with him on stage, more time, he play guitar, me, I play kora, and we jump, we tune every time. And there's some sound we invent completely. When I see him, when he see me, with a movement, he take directly, and we are playing, and we do this movement together. It's very beautiful. Sometimes we come face to face. We do that, and he say, "Fali, are you okay?" He said, "Yes, Simon. Yes, I'm okay." Oh, come on, and we start to jumping everywhere. I will miss that when we finish to make the sound check, and we come back in the dressing room. When I try to record my kora, he record his guitar, and he try to take a little melody, and I follow him. Bam! We develop this melody, a creative, and some directly he take his record phone, and he put that, and he record that, and we try to invent many things. When the invent finished, when he come at home, he go in his studio to try to make some rhythm and melody on this. And the next time when I come, he say, come. I want to let you hear. We continue when we start on the dressing room. We continue to build this sound. Every time we work more time with this. And now he's not anymore here. I have another history he teach me heard. One day I am in Guinea-Conakry in West Africa. All my family is there. We have a big problem, water problem to drink. It's very difficult in Guinea-Conakry. And one day my mother go with her friend to find early morning around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, to go to the river to take water in their head to come back at home. One day, she falls in somewhere, and all 40-liter come to break her feet. And they informed that to me. I go quickly from Brussels to Guinea to bring my mother to hospital. When I read there, my mother said, my son, I want you bring the well at home. And my home is a very, a big family. We are many, many people. When she said that to me, I imagine it's very important for the well. And I say, my mother asked me for the well. Okay, we are finished to build our well. I'm sure there are many, many mothers in some village. They have not son to tell him to do same. And I make a project with Saran here to make a well project. When I told that to Simon, Simon said, yes, that's very nice. He bring me some well to contact the people to do. And actually, we have a 6 well in somewhere in Africa.
I'm talking with Mfeli Kouyaté and Saran from Afro Celt Sound System. Here's a song from their new record, OVA. It's called Glitchy Fiddles. This is Paradigms at paradigms.life. Afro Celt Sound System from their new record, OVA. That's Glitchy Fiddles. And here's the next part of my conversation with Mfeli Kouyaté. Let's talk about OVA. It's a wonderful record, just out. It's the last project Simon worked on.
Yep.
I've been listening to the songs, and some of them are really, really powerful. Magical Love, just especially with what we're hearing about what's happening in Afghanistan right now and the way women have now been silenced in public. That song really rings out.
This album OVA is, I give all my respect to that, because Simon give all his energy, the last energy, the rest of his life to make this album. Magical Love was something very strange. He talking about this magical love in every direction, talking about ladies, a woman, his son, and the rest. And me, I write another idea of the love. Love, that the problem in Africa, the men give their daughter to marriage directly. They don't ask the ladies, the girl, but they give girl to marriage directly. And the young people don't want that now. That I sing in this magical love, to say, if my father or my mother give me to marriage, no, that's not marriage. I can't work. But when I find my love, this marriage will be the real love. That's a magical love.
Well, that's why the song seems so powerful to me, because it is about acknowledging all possible kinds of love, but also really you have a female warrior voice in this song.
Yeah. Who sing in English is Rihanna Connor, a marvelous singer. She's brilliant. And I bring my niece sing. We record my niece in Africa, in Guinea. She sing in the Mandinka, and I write the song and I give her, and she sing, and me, I sing late magical love.
I think she's awesome.
She's Jokoria Fanta. She's the daughter of my niece. Sorry. She's very, very lovely singer. She sings and she dances. And, our family is a big family, musical family. We call this, social class griot. The griot, we compare the griot to the bird in Celtic country. I will talk to you about the history situation of this party of Africa, West Africa. In West Africa at 11th century, there was a big empire there. This empire called Mandingo. And this big empire, we got Senegal, Gambia, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, my home, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso. This was a big empire who Sundiata Keita, like Salif Keita, was the king in this country. At 11th century, Africa have not right to put our history in the book, but the people of Mandingo chose some family name, some people to take the place of this library. Like Bard, Bard advised the king, the people, and it's same. This library, we have not a right to put our history in the book, but we chose these people. These people are the storyteller. If somebody die, they come to talk, to console the family. If they are the wedding or baptism, they come with musical instrument to sing history of the thing. If they are the war somewhere, they are the problem between two people, two city or two nations, these people come to talk to make the peace. If the peace can be. If the peace can't, they will sing to give the courage to the army to go for the nation. These people are everywhere in the society like the blood in the body. And we, Manding people, we call them the blood of society. That's jelly. Sometimes you can see the West African musicians, they call them jelly. And this is the bard from Mandingo. And in French, they give this name griot. They are griot. This griot advised the people, and this is my ancestor. And my father, my grandfather, our job is to protect the history and to protect the culture of Mandingo and to teach the new generation. All my family are this griot, and Jokoria Fanta teach that to my sister, my big sister, my old sister. She's the daughter of my sister, my big sister. And my big sister teach her. I give her this lock to sing Magical Love.
Here is Magical Love.
Okadide. Jarabi folie. Jarabi kono kisedu. Jarabi kono kisekumba. Jarabi kono kisekumba. Jarabi nyana mawulidi. Afoka welema. Kandoro.
Right. I will protest, I will dissent. teme suazibi India nankole wodi India nankote tingela India nankote safeu India nankote tinge Nkunto tondia na mole fe
Doriya gana biko Gana bi mangide yo Gana bi e jolon de ni yo
That was Magical Love from the new record OVA from Afro Celt Sound System. And here's the final part of my conversation with Mfeli Kouyaté and Saran. Is there another song on there that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah. Bajikanwali. I write Bajikanwali because when we are recording this album, they call me to inform me one of my niece take the boat from Tunisia to go to Italy. We lost her in the sea, her and her baby. We lost two people directly. And before we know that, I asked her, she said she's now at Italy. I was very happy. I said, okay, you are in Italy. But when they informed me, she was in Tunisia the day when she tried to travel, and directly I was in the studio. I write this song to tell just going on sea is very bad. If you want to go to travel, to go this little boat, to go to Europe, that's a very bad. Don't do that. And I write that to inform other young people to not practice that. It's very bad. She was very ready to go find her avenir for life outside. But she chose the bad way to go there, and we lost her.
This is a terrible loss for a family, and so many families experiencing this terrible loss.
Yeah, my ancestor was advisor of the people. I am in Occident. For me, I have to continue that. Most of my song, it's content to advise and to do something best for your life. For example, lockdown, real lockdown.
I was going to ask you about that one.
When the COVID was somewhere, we was broke in my country, in my village, my town, Guinea, Sigiri. We was broke then during 9 months, no flight, nothing. And we go to the forest near the river with Cora, and I write, we create. And somewhere, a festival in the UK asked Afro Celt to participate, comment ça s'appelle ça?
It was in Knockengorok.
Knockengorok, yeah, to participate at this festival. But everybody was locked in his house and we used the internet. But me, we was in my city, no electricity, nothing. We take our car, we make the light of the car, and I take balafon to make the car to have the light, and we make the computer and the chair, and it was a very, very MacGyver. We tried to film. It was very, very kiddie. I have some photo. Sandra will send you some photo. It's
human ingenuity is pretty much how we keep going, right? That is great. That is great. Well, the music is wonderful. So this album is out. People can listen to it. It's been a long time since we had a new record from Afro Celt, so it's a big deal and it's really exciting. Are you taking it on the road?
Yes. The next week we will tour in the UK. We have 15 days. The tour to celebrate memorial of Simon, to celebrate Simon and release OVA. We have 15 days for that. We are very excited for that, but excited and sad because we will tour no Simon. And in the band, some musicians said they stop no anymore Afro Celt for them because Simon is gone. And we was obliged to find other musician to continue because I understand everybody has his feeling if we lost somebody important from somebody. But we want to continue the legacy of Simon. I understand this other musician to stop. Okay, I understand. No problem. But we decide to continue this legacy. And we are excited to do this tour. Yeah.
Well, it's a new chapter, and Simon started this chapter by saying to you, keep going. So this is good. And yeah, everyone has to grieve in their own way, and you don't get to tell someone about how to grieve. Everyone has to do it in their own way. And that is a part of life, is, we grieve and we keep going. It's all kind of amazing, really.
If I can take this luck to thank somebody, because this person, these 3 last years, we stopped because Simon sick. We stopped to tour and we lost many concerts, no money to do something. But this person give us his life to make this tour possible, to give her all the money and make everything for the OVA to album and this tour. It is Saran. Saran do all things for that. I want to thank her about that, Sandra. Yep.
Thank you.
I'll add my thanks to that because I'm appreciating the creation.
Every time she's walking non-stop, she's walking Sunday, Saturday, Monday. Every time she are phoning to our agents in the UK and too much.
Saran, you haven't said much in the interview and you've helped so much with translating a couple of things, but I do want to make space for you and invite you if there's anything you want to say. What a weird putting you on the spot way to ask you too. But, why support this band? What motivates you?
Well, I think I'm with the band since 2010, and singing since 2015, 16. I was always tour managing or something, helping, photographing, filming, many stuff. And I really loved the band. I became friend with Simon and with some other members of the band. And at the end of the day, I promised to Simon to bring out this album and to yes, to be busy with the band and take care of the band and to make it happen that we can tour. And yes, I want to fulfill this promise, and that's my motto.
You know, we appreciate musicians so much, and it's not an easy life to be a musician, and there's all the ups and downs. But the folks who also make it happen, like you, Saran, you know, with the logistics and the funding and the good thinking to make things work. I mean, it's a huge undertaking. I mean, I don't know. I mean, anyone who has been to one of those really big shows, maybe they understand. But even if it's not a stadium, it's a huge undertaking to make this work and keep it alive and juicy in the spirit, not just becoming a mechanical rote thing, you know. So much appreciation.
Thank you.
Thank you both for talking with me, for sharing, and really appreciate the deep conversation.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Here is Baji Kanwali. This is Paradigms at paradigms.life.
Fait Katanyeni, Danyeni John, voilà Kamale.
I
I am Farawola, I am Farawola, I am Farawola, I am Farawola. What a coquetandi, what a coquetandi.
That's Baji Kanwali from Afro Celt Sound System's new album, OVA. And now we're welcoming back to the show Johnny Khalsi, also a member of Afro Celt Sound System. And we're going to talk with Johnny a bit about the record and also remembering Simon Emmerson. Johnny Khalsi, welcome back to Paradigms.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
I wonder if you would like to tell a story about Simon.
Yeah, Simon, crikey. God knows I miss him so much. But, yeah, Simon and we've been mates since, I'd say, early 90s. Simon was a big fan of one of my bands called Fundamental, and we used to be on a few tours together and a few gigs, and we would meet either at the hotel bar or in lobbies and just go to gigs together, be on the same shuttle from the hotels to the venues. This went on for ages, and my first encounter with Simon would probably be at Whirligig that used to happen back in the day. Whirligig was something that was probably the first movement of world music coming together. And it was like everything from African drumming with chants and guest artists doing DJ sets. And it was incredible, just a real happy moment. And then they'd have this big parachute moment where they get a parachute and everyone stands in a circle. People get under it and they just throw it up and down. It was just a beautiful, amazing, full of color and incredible sort of mosaic paintings that were all done in fluorescent colors, and then they would blue light them so they just stand out, and everyone was just kind of like in another world for that evening. You know, it was just amazing, really good. And Simon used to go to those, and I met him there for the first time, and then it was the stuff with Fundamental and then being on parallel tours, and then I joined another band called Transglobal Underground, and again for the next 2 years after Simon set up Afro Celt Sound System, we were on parallel tours. I befriended the whole band before I joined the band. So when we got together, we played Central Park, Summer Stage at Central Park. That's what it was. I did that a couple of times, actually. But one particular year, that was one of the memorable gigs because it was so hot. They took a break in the middle and they would get a big hose pipe. And I think it might have been the fire department. Yeah, I'm sure it was. And it was a huge hose pipe thing that they'd have to hand. And they would hose down the whole crowd. And they would warn everyone saying, if you don't want to get wet, move to the back because we're about to douse you. If you want to get wet, we'll cool down. So, yeah, it was amazing. So, and me and Simon, we would just stand there and just laugh at all these people. So I jumped up with Afro Celts at Central Park and then again at another club, which I forget what it's called now, in New York. And then, yeah, I played on Whirly Reel and a few other tracks, and it was great, and they had an amazing time. Anyway, Joe Bruce was one of my best friends, and it was probably about 8 months after that Joe died. He had an asthma attack in his flat, and nobody was there to rescue him, and, you know, it was a sad moment, sad time. And I spoke to Simon, and he goes, I don't know what's happening with the band, and, you know, we might not get together again. And at that time, you know, Sound Magic was out, and that was the only project album that came out of Real World. But, you know, about 18 months after Joe's death, it kind of transpired that Real World wanted another album, and then they recorded Release after that.
That was huge.
Yes, it was indeed. Nafali and I joined in the same year. In fact, I was there at the Barbican when Nafali was playing in the foyer, and I was there with the Door Foundation, and Afro Celt headlined the same. It was a WOMAD festival, and Afro Celt headlined. We were sitting backstage, and Simon was listening to Nafali just strumming away in the back. It's great. Yeah, I remember those times. Yes, of course. It's interesting how life just changes, develops, warps into this incredible kind of journey, and people you think that won't be more than an associate actually become your brother.
Yeah.
In my younger years, my dad, he taught me something really interesting. I said to my dad, I said, is it all right if my friends come from school, if they come home? And my dad said, you haven't got any friends. And I said, I have. And he goes, who are they? I've never met them. I said, because you don't go to my school, Dad. And he goes, yeah, but listen. He said, when you bring people home and they have tea with you, they become your friends. When you bring them home and they sit and they break bread and they have a meal with you, they become family. And that kind of, it stuck with me. For years and years, you know, we would go to Simon's house and he would love to make curry. And obviously, being Asian, we are masters at making curry. So we would have this thing that we had called curry wars. So we'd be in his kitchen. He would make a curry, and then myself and my wife would make a curry. Every time he would just say, hands down, Johnny. He goes, you and Jazz win. 100%. But his speciality, though, I have to say, was Thai green curry. It was amazing. It was incredible. So yeah, curry wars indeed.
I know that it was Simon's last wish, or one of his last wishes, that this record be complete. And now it's done, and people get to hear it. I'm interested to know if there is a song on there that you are particularly have a strong feeling about that you'd like to talk about.
There's a couple, actually. There's a few. Mantra's a really good one. That's quite personal to me for a few reasons, actually, because like the rest of the album, I was there at the birth of all of it, because we were doing an album for spa treatment for Lush, and a lot of the tracks that never made that album actually spilled over onto OVA. Mantra was just a drone and just a few kind of rhythmic, plucky, harpy stuff going on in the background, but that gave the tempo, that set the tempo. And they basically said, Johnny, we need some tabla on it. Well, no problem, leave it to me. And I got in the studio and I just put the tabla down, and they just loved it, absolutely, really loved it. And then I helped with the chants. Yeah, it was amazing, really good. You know, I was just happy with the end result. You know, Mass didn't do too much of wavering from the main body of what it was when it started. For that reason, I really like it. The other one has to be Hawk Owl. I really like Hawk Owl. Obviously, there's a Hawk Owl on there, you know, it's the sound. The other thing about that track in particular, when we make tracks, they always have working titles. This one in particular stayed as Hawk Owl all the way through. From the start to finish, it was always called Hawk Owl, which I really like. It's kind of morphed a bit from when I heard it. In the early aspects of it, it was much more sparse, let's say. And then Mass, he came along and he just done this mad programming. Oh my word. It starts so beautiful and quiet. And honestly, it's going to make an amazing opener for our show, for the live show. It really will, because of the way it starts. Yeah.
It's an epic piece of music.
It really is. Yeah. And what it turns into, what it morphs into, is an absolute monster. It really is.
So with Simon gone and this wonderful new record out, Afro Celt will keep going. And, you know, as Nfeli has explained, there are going to be some changes in personnel. Some folks have said that they don't feel they can keep going with Afro Celt without Simon. And the world is always changing and our lives are always changing. Change is the constant. So it's a new chapter.
It is a new chapter. And as everything in life and something that's so organic, it has to evolve. It has to develop, whether it's for the good or for somebody else's taste not good, or, you know, however people perceive it or wish to accept it. We still carry the Afro Celt flag. You know, we still hold and uphold all of that. And we wish to continue that journey that Simon's set out. Like I said, everything organic has to evolve and it has to change, and we have to be open to that change. And if we're not, then, you know, developments and things, they can get a little bit tug of war, let's say, tug of war. That's the best way I can put it. But there's always going to be that pulling and pushing a little bit, you know, when something's going to be making changes. But we try not to create waves when the change happens. It's almost like being in labor, I would guess. You know, the pain is going to be pretty damn awful, but what comes out might be something beautiful. But let's see. We're still in labor.
Well, birth and death are very similar. If you've ever been in the room when someone's giving birth or when someone's dying, it feels the same.
Yeah. You're in tears both times, depending on how.
It's absolutely real. There is no falseness. It's just real. As we get older, I know you've experienced this. We're talking about the loss of Simon. I've certainly experienced this. We all do. People go, and sometimes a whole bunch at once. Sometimes we get a year where lots of wonderful people are lost. Sometimes we get a break from that. But it is inevitable, and it's sad, it's melancholy, and as you say, it's also a birth and the change that is coming, which we don't know about till it's here. That's life. You have to roll with it. And that's actually, I was reading somewhere about people who live to be very old, and they were saying that the thing they had in common was their ability to deal with change. It wasn't, about eating yogurt or only eating fermented vegetables. It was about the ability to deal with change, because it is constant. And if we can maintain our flexibility, which as we get older is not always easy, then life continues to be amazing. And we can embrace all the change. And right now, maybe this is a time of more change for humans. Maybe it's always a lot of change, and we just think it's a lot because it's our time. But there's a lot going on in the world that is changing, and some of it for the better, and some of it certainly doesn't seem like it's for the better. But we have to roll with it and stay inspired so that you all can keep making the music that makes us get up and move and feel the spirit and feel alive.
Well, we hope that can continue for sure. Yeah. There was tracks that spill over from the last album that made this album, and there's tracks that didn't make the cut and are still with Mass from this album for the next. So
we'll look forward to that.
There's still more of Simon's work that has not been heard yet.
Well, Johnny, thank you for joining me. Really glad that you were able to join us and talk about Simon and this music, and look forward to more.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you enjoyed what we do. And yes, hopefully we'll be on your end of the land and one day be able to tour out there again.
Johnny Khalsi and Kouyaté, Saran from Afro Celt Sound System. Thanks, all three of you, for talking with me about Simon Emmerson, about this new album, OVA. The music is wonderful. The album is great. And remembering Simon is bittersweet. It's always hard to lose our friends. If you're human in this world, you experience loss. It's just part of the deal. We all do it. And lots of people are experiencing lots of losses right now. And Fali talked about his niece drowning in the little boat going from Tunisia to Italy, friends dying of illness, people getting old. How we navigate all of this change, all of these losses, so much determines the quality of our lives. I realized long ago that letting go was one of the things I would be doing a lot of in this life. And letting go makes space for new things, new friendships, new people, new adventures. So as we let go, as we feel our losses, if we can, let's also look forward. What is coming, and how are we going to deal with that? If you'd like to know more about Afro Celt Sound System, their website is namunmusic.com, namun-music.com, and then it's /Afro-Celt-Sound-System. Or just go to the Paradigms website, paradigms.life, and click on the link. That's much easier. And you can learn more about the new record and check out their older albums. Great music. And at the Paradigms website, on the bottom of the page, there's a link to my latest project, an audiobook, Khalil Gibran's The Prophet. I hope you'll check that out too. We are going to end this episode with one more track from OVA, the new album from Afro Celt Sound System. This is a track that Johnny Khalsi was talking about. It's called The Mantra. And let's let the word for the week be love. Love as a verb. Love is action, not just a feeling. All right, Baruch signing off for this episode of Paradigms. We'll be back next time with more inspiring people. Until then, love and be well. You've been listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life.